All right, so you want to go deep on James Michener, huh? Like
Yeah.
space
Yeah.
specifically, right?
That's the one. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we can definitely do that.
Awesome.
You mentioned you're really interested in like the human side of the space race,
Yeah.
not just the rockets and the sciencey stuff, but the people.
Exactly.
So I think you're going to really dig this.
Cool.
We've got some great insights from a podcast
Oh, cool.
about space, and it just dives right into those personal stories,
Love it.
the stuff that makes the space race, relatable.
Right.
So Michener,
Yeah.
he really gets into it, right?
He does. He does. He goes way beyond just the rockets and the moon landings.
Yeah.
He actually puts you right there with the people who lived it.
Oh, wow.
You've got the engineers struggling with these crazy designs, astronauts risking everything to go up in these, early rockets.
Yeah.
And then you've got the politicians dealing with the whole Cold War thing.
Oh, yeah. I bet that adds another layer of like intensity to it.
Yeah, definitely. You can feel the pressure they're under.
So it's not just a, happy-go-lucky space adventure.
No, not at all. It gets into the nitty-gritty.
Wow. This Michener guy sounds like he did his research.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He was known for being super thorough.
Like, how thorough are we talking?
I mean, the guy spent years, interviewing people, reading through archives,
Wow.
all to make sure he got the story right.
So it's like a novel, but also grounded in reality?
Exactly. You learn a ton about the history, but it's through these personal stories.
I bet that makes it really stick with you.
It totally does. You feel like you're right there in the action.
I bet.
Like you're in the control room during a launch or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So he really digs into the Cold War stuff, too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's a huge part of the story.
Makes sense. It was such a crazy time, right?
Absolutely. The fear of the Soviets was like this driving force behind the whole space race.
Yeah. Got to beat those Russians, right?
Well, it was more complicated than that.
I bet.
But yeah, there was definitely that competitive spirit.
Right. So how does that play out in the book?
Well, there's this one character, Norman Grant.
Okay.
He's a politician, totally gung-ho about space.
Makes sense.
Sees it as like America's path to dominance.
Uh-huh.
He's a really interesting character, actually.
Oh, how so?
Well, he's super ambitious, even ruthless sometimes.
Oh, wow.
But he's also deeply patriotic.
Interesting. So a pretty complex character.
Definitely. Not just a one-dimensional bad guy or anything.
Right. And what about the scientists and engineers?
Oh, yeah. So there's Stanley Mott.
Okay. I think they mentioned him on the podcast.
Yeah, he's kind of the representative for all the brilliant minds.
Right.
The ones who made all the incredible technology happen.
Yeah, I can only imagine the pressure they were under.
Oh, for sure. Michener shows that side of it, too.
Like the personal sacrifices and stuff?
Exactly. Mott, for example, his personal life takes a real hit.
Wow. So it's not all glamorous, huh?
No, not at all. There's a cost to all this ambition.
Makes you think, huh?
It does. It humanizes the whole thing.
Yeah, like these were real people.
Exactly. They had families, dreams, struggles, just like everyone else.
That's something you don't always think about.
Right. We tend to focus on the achievements themselves.
Right. The moon landing, the rocket.
Exactly. But this book forces you to look at the people behind it all.
So it's like a history book and a drama all rolled into one.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's a big one.
Oh, how long are we talking?
Over 800 pages.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a commitment, but trust me, it's worth it.
I'll take your word for it.
The beginning might feel a little slow.
Okay.
He lays a lot of historical groundwork,
Right. Got to set the stage.
Exactly. But once the story gets going, it's hard to put down.
So it's not just a dry history lesson?
No way. It's about ambition competition, pushing the limits of what's possible.
I like that.
And it really makes you think about why we explore in the first place.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like what drives us to push beyond the familiar,
Yeah. Yeah, what are we willing to sacrifice for progress?
Exactly. Big questions.
Really makes you think.
That's Michener for you.
So space, it's not just about, the space race.
Right.
It's about us. It's about what makes us human.
Exactly.
Our dreams, our struggles, our desire to explore.
And what we're willing to give up to achieve those dreams.
It makes you wonder if understanding those human stories actually makes us appreciate the achievements even more.
For sure.
Like, does it add a whole new dimension to it?
I think it definitely can.
What do you think?
I'd say it's worth finding out.
Totally.